Hey everybody, welcome to today's edition of Cowboys Chats from the Car. I'm your host as always, Ben Grimaldi. What is going on, Cowboys Nation? And today it's Friday, so we got a few things that we're going to go over, one of them being in the injury front, and this is injury news for the Lions. No Matthew Stafford. It looks like that Matthew Stafford is not going to be able to play against the Cowboys, so Jeff Driscoll is up to play the Cowboys, and it feels like the Cowboys are going to be on a mission on Sunday. Defensively, offensively, Garrett, everybody in that locker room really has to be feeling the pressure and the anger, the outrage of what happened against the Vikings. And it feels like to a man that the Cowboys know that they got to start kicking things into overdrive. So no Stafford, another break for the Cowboys, but they haven't taken advantage of too many of the absences so far this season. So let's see if they can take advantage of Detroit. And being it's Friday, we have Horrible Take Friday, horrible tweets or takes that you see on the internet. One of them comes from Josh Hornsby. Josh wrote that the Cowboys and Jerry Jones and the management team doesn't want Dak to be successful because they don't want to pay him. Absurdity on a lot of levels. You're talking about the coach and the organization not wanting to win and be successful because they don't want to have to pay the high cost of paying Dak Prescott after the season's over. Newsflash, they're going to have to pay Dak Prescott a high sum no matter what. They might as well win doing it. So that's an absurd thing to say, that the Cowboys don't want Dak Prescott to be successful because they don't want to pay him. They're going to pay him anyway. So an absolute absurd take by Josh on that. The second absurd take comes from Marcus Mosher, and he's no surprise to horrendous takes. Smart dude, he knows his football, but he goes for hot takes instead of reality. And he said that the Cowboys don't care about special teams, and that's why their special teams are so poor. Just an absurd statement, ridiculous on a number of levels as well. The Cowboys care about special teams. Just because they're not good on their special teams doesn't mean they don't care about them. I'm sure they work about them in practice. I'm sure Jason Garrett cares about special teams. I'm sure the organization cares about special teams. But they're poor at it. Chris Jones isn't what he used to be. Brett Maher is hit or miss, and the return game hasn't been great. Tavon Austin is supposed to be a really good returner. He hasn't returned many kicks, and Tony Pollard in the kickoff return game hasn't been great, even when he does return kicks. So just because the Cowboys aren't great on special teams doesn't mean they don't care or they're not trying. That means they're bad at special teams and it needs to be addressed. Mosher saying that they don't care about special teams is absurdity, and it's a terrible, terrible take, and I took him to task for it on Twitter. So that's from Marcus. And it's Friday, so we're talking about game days. What's the prediction for the Cowboys versus the Lions? I think we're going to see a focused and an energetic Cowboys team come out fast this week. And they're going to win the game. I mean, they're going to beat the Lions. I know Detroit's been a house of horrors for them the last few times. And Detroit in general has been kind of a bugaboo for the Cowboys. But I think they're going to beat the Lions in Detroit. It's going to be a tough game because the Lions still have weapons on the outside. But the Cowboys should be able to move the ball on offense against a soft Lions defense. They're going to put up 30-plus points, I believe. Let's say 34-20. The Cowboys are going to beat the Lions. It's going to be relatively easy, and it's going to quell question marks for the next week as the Cowboys lead up to the Patriot game, in which, of course, they have no shot, which means they may have a very good shot at winning. But the Patriots need to take care of the Eagles first this week. That's a big thing for the Cowboys. But Cowboys win in Detroit this week, and we'll see what we have to say about the team heading into next week's big game with the Patriots. So this has been Cowboys Lunchtime Chat from the Car. I'm your host, Ben Grimaldi. You can find me on Twitter at Ben Grimaldi, as well as writing for thecowboyswire.com and cowboysnation.com. Thanks, guys.